Hi class, here's a quick example of how to create a visual hierarchy using Adobe InDesign. In my example, I'm going to take Predator, the title of the movie, and make that number 1 in my order of importance. Number 2 is going to be the star, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then I'm going to make everything else tertiary information. Third level, lower level information, but very last will be the small little summary right here. But for director and the release date, I'll make those number 3, and then last will be the summary description. First off, we have Predator right here, and I just want to overstate the fact that this is not just about making differences in size, but choosing a not only a different size font, but a different font altogether. There are certain fonts that work better for titles like this. They're title fonts, and Minion Pro Regular is just not going to cut it. So we're going to try out Impact, which is actually the font that it looks like they used for the movie Predator. So I went up in my character options, changed the font to Impact, and I'm going to go all caps, which matches the look of the original. So I click the double T right here, switch this to all caps, and in addition to that, to make sure that this guy pops out above everything else, I will pick the color red. Why not? Here we go. Went to my swatches panel and picked the color red. There we have it. I'll stick with that. And for Schwarzenegger right here, and I don't mind sticking with Minion Pro, but I'm going to make sure this guy stands out above the others. And I'm going to choose a bold condensed. The reason I'm choosing the bold condensed is because Schwarzenegger is a long name, and I'd like to make this a little bit bigger. Right now it's 12 points, so I'm going to take it and we'll try 18 points. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So we're focusing on the star. This is number 2 in the hierarchy. And then we've got the next level, which is the director and the release date, which right now is set to 12 points. And I'm going to stick with that, but I think I will change the actual typeface. We'll switch over to a different style from the same superfamily here. Bold. We'll go with bold. Bold pops out. And by the way, you know what? I'm going to take out star because I think that looks lame, and we'll just have it say Arnold Schwarzenegger. For the last part here, which is the small description, I'll take the point size down to 10 points. Now there's a clear order of importance, but what we haven't done is dealt with any spacing issues. So Predator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, director, released, all this is running together, and I think we can do a better job. What I'm going to do right now is go to type and show hidden characters. It shows me all those hidden characters. I might have made some mistakes. In fact, I'm seeing that I did right here. Impact 30. See that that very last line of the paragraph is messing things up. You see that right there? I'm always paying attention to things like that. So what I'll do, there's a few different ways that I can handle this, but I'll back up one. Actually, that trick did not work at all for me. I'll bring the paragraph up beneath it and then drop it back down. As you can see, now that little last line is 30 and 36. Now look and see if that happened anywhere else. If it happened anywhere else, yeah, it did happen. I'll back this up, then drop this back down, back this up, then drop it back down. And we should see how these guys get flipped around. Ideally, what you want to do is just highlight all the way across the first time to make sure everything is set up correctly. And looks like I made the mistake of not doing that. Sometimes this doesn't affect anything, but other times it does whenever you're trying to adjust your kerning. So I always make sure that I turn on my special characters and that I make sure that last line, the one with the invisible character, the paragraph symbol on it, is all set the same. See, Minion Pro, bold condensed, 18. And this guy right here is Minion Pro, bold, 12. This one should say Minion Pro, bold, 12. And the last one here should all be the same. Minion Pro, 10. 12-point leading. Now I'm going to start to make a few adjustments. The adjustments I'm going to do, I can use paragraph spacing or I can use leading. Since this is a one-time deal and I'm not making a bunch of these, I'm just going to use leading. For Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll highlight that whole line. And I'm going to press Alt and the up arrow to move this up a little closer to Predator. I'm going to make those two look like they're together. Even though that's number 2 in the hierarchy, I'd like for it to look like it's aligned with Predator. Then I'll take Director. I'm going to drop down this information a little bit lower. I'm going to separate this information. So Director drops down. There we go. And then I'll take the final paragraph right here. Select this whole paragraph. Why not? Press Alt and the down arrow. And there we go. We've divided the information up. I think it's a little too far apart. So, whoops, I didn't mean to highlight that second line. I don't want that to come up. And I'll bring this up just like so. Press an Alt and the up arrow. Make that a little bit tighter. Alt and the up arrow. Just the line I want to move, not the line beneath it. That'll mess things up. Then I'm eyeballing it. You know, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. I think it looks pretty cool. So now Predator's number 1, Arnold Schwarzenegger's number 2, number 3, Director and Released, and then number 4 would be the description right here. And that's how we can use Adobe InDesign to reorganize our type.